Hello my dear students, welcome to our channel Rajesh Biology and I am Rajesh MSc Zoology. Today our topic is uterus. So we already completed about the female reproductive system parts like primary sex organs and fallopian tubes. They are paired structures. Come to the uterus. Uterus is a single. Uterus is what? It is single. I'll write here. And how it look like? It look like inverted pear shaped. It look like how? It is inverted pear shaped structure. So you should know what is pear shape means. Pear shape means like this. It is the pear fruit. Okay. If it is inverted, it look like the uterus. Uterus look like the inverted pear shaped structure. Okay. Where it is located? As you already know, all the reproductive organs present at the pelvic region. It is present in the pelvic region. In pelvic region, where it is located? It is located between the urinary bladder. It is located between the urinary bladder and rectum. Between the urinary bladder and rectum it is presented. How it look like? It is an inverted pear shaped structure. And this is a highly vascular. Why it is highly vascular? If ova get fertilized, if ovum get fertilized, it should be implanted in the uterus only. If it get implanted in the uterus, it should get nourishment from the uterus. So to give the nourishment to the baby, to the embryo, it should be vascular. It is highly vascular. Okay, that means it is the site of implantation and the development of the fetus. And it is muscular. Why it is muscular? Even though the ova is not fertilized, during at the time of the menstrual flow, the endometrium undergo contractions to shed off and to send that endometrial wall out. It shows the peristaltic movements. To show the peristaltic movements at the time of menstrual flow and at the time of copulation, when the male reproductive organ, that means if the male releases the sperm cells, prostaglandins are also present in the semen, as we already discussed in the previous class. That prostaglandins stimulate the uterine wall to allow the sperm cells. So it directs towards the ova. The sperm cells are directed towards the ova with the help of these muscular movements. And not only that, after the gestation, 9 months of gestation, baby development, at the time of the parturition, delivery, at the time of the parturition, this muscular movements helps to push the baby out from the uterus. That's why it is muscular, highly vascular, and it is stretchable. It look like a balloon with two horns. It look like how? It look like the balloon with two horns. Like this. And balloon, if it is like this, that means it's a lemon shape, lemon sized. Even though it is a lemon sized, when the baby get implanted, when the blastocyst get implanted and the fetus develops, this lemon sized balloon shaped uterus becomes watermelon sized big structure. Then only we can born from the mother's womb, because other name of the uterus is womb. Then only we can born from the mother's womb, because it is stretchable. That's why a simple zygote get implanted in the form of blastocyst. That is also microscopic. And later it will develop into the completely developed fetus. So it is stretchable. So these are the characters of the uterus. So first we will discuss about where the uterus is exactly located. It is present between the urinary bladder and the rectum. Imagine as it is the urinary bladder. And it is what? rectum. It is the urinary bladder, and from here it is what? Urethra. And it is the rectum, and it is anus. In between the urinary bladder and the rectum, there is a inverted pear-shaped and muscular, highly vascular structure, that is uterus. And of course, here it is a narrow cavity cervix. From there is a long tube, that is vagina. So this is the position of the uterus. Red color is the uterus. Uterus is present between the urinary bladder and the rectum. So it is like this. Female reproductive system, if you observe the diagram also, it is present between the urinary bladder and the rectum. It is inverted pear-shaped structure. Other name of the uterus is what? Womb. Not only that, this uterus is present in the pelvic region with the help of some ligaments and some tissues. A double fold peritoneum, very important. A double fold peritoneum which attaches the uterus with the abdominal wall. A double fold peritoneum which attaches the uterus with the abdominal wall is called mesometrium. It is called what? Mesometrium. As you already know, every organ is covered by a double fold peritoneal layer in coelomate animals, and it is also eucoelomate. This type of layer you can observe in ovaries also, out of the ovary, mesovarium. Fallopian tubes also attached with the abdominal wall, mesosalpinx. And here it is mesometrium. Okay, mesometrium. Now, the length of the uterus. The length of the uterus, of course, it is not so important bit. You should know, but 3 inches. It is not more, it is not so big, but it get stretch. It is distensible, it can stretch. Okay, 3 inches only. And it is the wider part of the uterus. This wider part width is 2 inches. Okay, so 2 inches width, 3 inches length it has, but it can extend when the blastocyst get implanted and it undergoes some development. Depending upon the size of the embryo, it is also get stretched. Of course, after the paturation, it comes to its normal position within 2 months, within 1.5 months, like that. Okay, so this is the uterus position. Now we'll discuss about parts of the uterus. Uterus contains 3 parts mainly. That is fundus, corpus, and cervix. What is fundus, what is corpus, and what is cervix? We will discuss now. So first I'll erase this and I'll draw here one diagram. This is the female reproductive system. This is the fundus. This is the uterus structure. So it is the uterus structure. Of course, both sides of the uterus there is a fallopian tubes like this, like a balloon. If the balloon have the horns, that horns are the fallopian tubes, and the middle balloon is the uterus. And yes, it is the best example for the uterus. Just imagine there is a balloon, and the balloon size, shape, and everything is very small. If we send some amount of air into that, okay, what happened? That balloon size increases depending upon the amount of the air. So it is also like that. If the embryo get implanted, blastocyst get implanted, depending upon the size of the embryo, it will stretches. Okay, and it becomes bigger in size. After the delivery, if you remove the air from the balloon, it is also comes to the normal position. So that is, this is also just like a balloon with two horns. Okay, and it is the opening of the balloon, cervix, birth canal. Okay, now come to the parts of the uterus. It has the wider part, that is fundus. Remember, wherever you find this type of structure, that is the fundus. You can get the type of structure in digestive system also. Stomach. This is called fundus in stomach.